Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, what we're going to talk about on this episode tonight is Chris Murphy's interview at CNN, because all of a sudden, the math has changed. They don't have 60 votes. He says it out of his own mouth in the Senate. Now, the reason I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to be a little exasperated at certain points, is because the narrative and the goalposts continue to move. Biden himself said they're going to get the assault weapons ban. Then all of a sudden it becomes, well, we're going to see what votes we have. We're going to count them. And then it becomes, yeah, we don't have it. I'm going to show you what he says here. This is Mr. Gun Control in the Senate. And the part that frustrates me the most is they're consistently screwing with you. They're consistently gaslighting you. And the media plays right along with it. Well, all of a sudden, yet again, the goalposts have changed. And Chris Murphy, again, the guy who runs gun control in the Senate, is now saying on CNN, on live TV today, that they don't have the votes. We have talked about this ad nauseum. They are screwing with you. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one. Now, this video is sponsored by the new website, secondpress.co. That is our website that we've just had coded. It does a multitude of things. It brings original content to the platform to pass along the blessing of the Second Amendment to the next generation. It allows you to sign up for email notifications so YouTube can't prevent you from seeing these things should the worst case scenario happen. Lots of things are available at secondpress.co. It's a complete free sign up, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much in advance. It's linked down there in the description box, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. But now, my brothers and sisters, we have got to dive into Chris Murphy on CNN. Again, this is live TV today. The sitting senator from Connecticut, who is in charge of gun control in the Senate, openly says all of a sudden, oh man, we don't have the votes. You don't believe me? Listen to this, and I'm going to hit a few points here.
President Biden is going to be pushing us to take a vote on an assault weapons ban. The House has already passed it. It's sitting in front of the Senate. Does it have 60 votes in the Senate right now? Probably not. But let's see if we can try to get that number as close to 60 as possible. If we don't have the votes, then we'll talk to Senator Schumer and maybe come back next year with maybe an additional senator and see if we can do better.
See how the goalpost has changed? Biden, earlier this week, we're going to get it done. Then all of a sudden it becomes, well, I'm going to count the votes and see if we can try to get it done. Then it becomes, yeah, we don't have the votes. And now it's, well, we're going to get as close to that number as we can, and we're going to give it the old college try next year. The way they move these goalposts, and the media is complicit, is nauseating. But that's why we cover these things so detailed on this channel, because we can see what they're doing. And that's the thing that frustrates the most, because it's playing with people's emotions and their rights. But let's keep going. The next clip, this one, this one's a fun one.
Is there any action on guns that's possible, or do you think assault weapons, the so-called assault weapons ban, is the one piece of legislation you'll try for?
Well, that is the piece of legislation that has passed the House that is sitting in front of the Senate. And President Biden is right. If we passed an assault weapons ban, we would see less mass shootings in this country. Yes, there are already tens of thousands of assault weapons on the street. Nobody's talking about taking those weapons away from individuals. We're just talking about stopping new sales.
Okay, so a couple things there. First, she sets up for the assault weapons ban. That's Dana Bash from CNN. And he goes down the road of, well, absolutely, mass shootings will reduce. Well, that's kind of a statement that you can't prove on any realm of spectrum. But let's talk about the Gun Violence Archive. If you guys recall, we covered on this channel. They have said that there are more mass shootings in this country than there are days in the year. The media uses it, one of the trusted sources, consistently repeating that narrative. The only problem is they're all done with handguns. They're all affiliated with crime, drug deals, and all of these things, which is where they get that massively inflated mass shootings number. But all of a sudden, it's AR-15s, because that would really reduce, that would stop that one. That might do this and might do that, even though red flag laws have failed in all of these scenarios. This is gaslighting to the highest order and the highest degree. The next thing that he just said, there's tens of thousands of AR-15s in the population. That's crap. The reason that it's so powerful, all the Supreme Court cases that we've had come down, are because of the common use element of an AR-15. There were tens of thousands in circulation in the 1994 assault weapons ban. There are now around 25 million. This is America's most common rifle, owned by Americans. The number of a couple tens of thousands is so far off and such a minimization that it's meant to manipulate. Because it's not. It's definitely in the realm of 25 million in the United States circulation alone. But now let's get to the last one, because this is the part where he openly just says the quiet part out loud. And honestly, I can't believe they aired this part. Check this out.
It's true when you look at most mass shootings. What we saw at the Virginia Walmart shooting, the suspect used a legally purchased handgun. A so-called assault weapons ban wouldn't have applied there.
If you pass an assault weapons ban, you are not going to magically eliminate mass shootings in this country. But it is true that that AR-15 or an AR-15 style weapon is generally the choice of mass shooters.
How vague was that? Well, yeah, no, of course it's true that you're not magically going to stop the mass shootings in this country. Really? I thought the whole point was this was the preferred use of all mass shooters across the board, everywhere, all the time. It's AR-15's fault. But when you dive into the numbers, as we've done multiple times, the mass amount of handguns that are used in proportion to rifles is extremely high. And they know that. That's why Biden even said in his little spiel when he was walking through, wherever he was walking through, and he said semi-automatics. He didn't say AR-15s, he said semi-automatics. That's handguns. For the leader of gun control in the Senate to openly say, well, it's not like it's just going to magically get rid of everything, then why are we infringing upon the rights of the entire American people and the Second Amendment rights? We're still going with the red flag laws, right? Well, yeah, but that didn't work, so now we got to do assault weapons bans, even though we don't have the votes. But we're going to tell you we have the votes just to make you uncomfortable, but we don't have the votes. This stuff is so manipulative and so gross, it really gets under my skin. But that's why we fight every single day, so the next generation doesn't have to go through this exact same thing, because this is not as much fun as it sounds. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field, and I will see you on the next video. I'm Braden. See you later.